Hey everyone. So I am super excited to share with you all my Art of the Tour process that I've been using in my venue for the last 15 years. The last 5 years, I've been consulting and coaching other venue owners to do the same. So tonight, I'm specifically focusing on the portion of the tour because let's face it, guys, if we don't have tours, we won't have bookings. And if we don't have bookings, we have no business. So let's dive right in and get to it. This is going to be in three parts. Tonight, we're going to do the pre-tour call script. And I know what you guys are thinking. Nobody wants to get on a call these days, but it's very, very important that you get on this call because if you don't get the information ahead of time, you're working from behind. When that client comes in and you don't know their name, you don't know what they're looking for, you don't know their wedding date, you know nothing about them because you have this automated calendar that they just pick a time for a tour. You don't even know if their budget fits your venue or their guest list fits their venue. But if you know a lot of these things ahead of time, then you can be ahead of the game and ahead of your competitors in being able to customize that tour specifically for that prospect. So as I said, I'm going to break this down into three different videos because there's actually three parts to the tour. And to do it successfully, if you follow this system step by step, I promise you, you are going to eliminate the ghosters and the window shoppers and the tire kickers, and you're going to get your ideal client. You're going to be able to mine out your ideal client. And the clients that are not wasting your time, they're ready to book. They know exactly who you are and what you have to offer, and they understand your value and they will respect your time. So I promise you, follow this process step by step that I'm going to take you through today. And then you'll want to come back for the personalized tour, how we create the vision of their wedding day. So when they walk into that venue, it's like they're stepping into their own wedding day. You are creating the fairy tale experience for them. You're not going to just be a tour guide walking them from space to space and, talking about dimensions and we have 10 tables and chairs and whatever. No, you are creating a vision for their wedding day that they're going to walk away wowed and it's going to stick in their mind. So then the last one we're going to go through in this training is closing the sale. So that is one of the things that is just always just very, if you're not a salesperson, it's so icky feeling and you don't want to be pushy and you don't want to sound desperate and all of that. So we're going to go through all of that in the last training. So you'll want to make sure that you stick around and put these videos on your playlist so that it will roll one right after the other and you can get this entire training. And be sure to like and subscribe for on my YouTube channel so that you can get all the other trainings too, because I have a lot of, there's just a lot of moving parts to a wedding venue and it's always ever changing, from marketing to trends to how our prospects and our clients are buying these days. And my job is to stay ahead of the curve so that I can inform you of all the things that are coming. Okay, so enough of that. Let's get down to it. So the pre-tour script is your secret weapon. So in this training, you're going to learn how to pre-qualify your leads before they come for the tour, then how to eliminate tire kickers and window shoppers, how to prevent no-shows, and then stick around to the end because you are going to get my very own PDF copy of the pre-tour script that I use so that when you get on that call, all you have to do is look at this script. And of course, you're going to want to make it natural and make it your own. And you can go in and change things as you start implementing these things. There's probably going to be some things you want to change because every venue is different, right? So I've made it to where you can do that and you just follow along as a guide. So in my 15 years of being a venue owner, in the past 5 years or going on 6 years actually of being a coach and a consultant, one of the biggest pain points that we venue owners are experiencing right now is no shows for tours and couples ghosting us after the tour, right? So how do we stop this completely? No more no shows and ghosting. Well, the answer to that question is the pre-tour call. Now, why does this work? It positions you as a professional, not a desperate seller. Eliminates the curiosity seekers and those that are not ready to book. It develops rapport and builds relationship and trust with the prospect. You can learn what is most important to them on their wedding day, and this helps you to tailor a customized tour experience based on this knowledge. And they know exactly what to expect when they come for the tour, and it builds excitement and anticipation for the tour. And this makes them less likely to ghost you. Okay, so Making the pre-tour call non-negotiable. Yes, let's make it non-negotiable, guys, because I'm telling you, it may feel like, it's going to be hard to get these clients or these potential clients on the phone. And sometimes it is. And as a backup, we do have a pre-tour survey that if you just absolutely cannot get them on the phone, send them the survey. But make it very clear to them that these are very important things, that you're not just coming for, to walk my space. I want to know what's important to you so that I can make this a good experience for you, and that you will come away educated with what we provide at our venue and how we can make this special for your day. So when you frame it in that respect, if they are serious about coming to tour your venue and they are serious, you're a serious consideration, you're top of their list as the top 3 to 5 venues, then they're going to at least answer the survey questions if they don't get on the call. If they're not willing to even do that, you can go ahead and schedule the tour, but your chances of them ghosting you go way up. So we at least have to try, right? I'm not saying don't give them a tour, but you're going to be leading from behind when they get there, and you're not going to be able to have the venue staged with all of their favorite colors and, florals or whatever. We talk about that we'll be talking more about that in the next video. But for today, we just want to get them on the call, right? Or we at least want to get them to answer that survey. So we want to think of the pre-tour call as our first date with the client. And we want to ask the right questions, right? So when you go on a first date, if you can even remember back that far, for me, it was a long time ago, but you want to ask the person across from you the right questions, right? You want to know about them. You want to get to know them. Who is this person that I'm considering dating or developing a relationship with? Your clients coming into the venue are no different. You want to develop a relationship with them. You want to get to know them. You want to find out what's important to them. And most of all, you want them to know that they're important to you. So you want to listen and learn what's important to them about their wedding day. Use what you learn about them to stage the tour as if they were walking into their very own wedding day. Guys, this is so important. It just, in this day and age, there's so much AI and fake stuff and, going on, that people want to be seen, they want to be heard, and they don't want to talk to an AI bot, and they don't want robotic systemized processes, which we have those, but we have to be human about it in the process. We have to have our systems and processes in place, our strategies that work. And one of those that's very, very important is we have to stay real. We have to be very engaged with them so that they will engage with us and want to work with us. So leading up to the pre-tour call, here's some things that you need to do. You want to definitely respond to all inquiries within the first 3 to 5 minutes. Guys, this is so important because people move on quick these days. They're scrolling, they're searching, they're typing in ChatGPT, and they're looking, right? And if they don't get that information quick like this, they're moving on. So you absolutely priority have to get to them within the first 3 to 5 minutes. Now, this is where your CRM automation, I know I just talked about, not being fake and, people don't want to talk to a bot. Absolutely. But when they're searching and they're asking for information, where you can use this technology and these CRM automations to your benefit is through send them the information they're looking for right now. Have that basic price on your website starting here. Price so that they see it, and then they're hooked in, and now they want to know more. So now you're going to send them your 3 packages that you have with your basic pricing, and this is where you can start, and let them know in your package pricing that you're sending out that you're customizable. We can work with you on your budget, all of these things. So now they have given you their email, you've sent them your packages and your pricing. So now they know a little bit more about you. Now it's our turn to start learning a little bit more about them, right? Okay. So when you send that out in an automation, then the next step that we do at our venue is we send them a text message, and it's an automated system, or it's an automated message that says, ask them what time of year that they are looking to have their wedding. Okay. So when that message goes out, we have 2 different funnel systems that start. One, if they answer that question, it immediately goes to a live person. My tour manager picks up, or I pick up, and I start a live conversation with that person. If they don't answer that question, it goes to an automation. I think it's 2 days later or 1 day later, we say something like, hey, I know you reached out for our pricing and packages. Just want to make sure you received it and would like to know if you have any questions. Did you find any packages or in our package pricing, did you find anything that you liked or you have any questions about, or something like that? And of course, all of these things you can make your own, develop them to your own personality. You construct the text message that goes out automatically, but I highly encourage that if they answer it, you go live because people are too savvy. They know when they're talking to an automated canned response, or they may come back with a question. And if you just keep them on autopilot when they're trying to talk to you, you're going to send out inappropriate messages and information, and they're going to know they're not talking to a person. And it's a huge, huge turnoff. So don't do that. Use this technology and these automated CRMs to your advantage, but don't just let it run wild. Okay, so having said that, um, we kind of start the live conversation with ask how many guests they are expecting. Ask them if they've had a chance to look over the prices and packages, because then you're going to know if they've already looked it over, then they know what you cost. So if they're still looking or they're still talking to you, then chances are you're within their budget. But we kind of, start diving down a little bit deeper into budgets and, those kinds of things later. When you get them on that pre-tour call, you can really start vetting out, where their budget line is and start to work with them in that aspect. And then if all their answers fit as your ideal prospect, now it's time to schedule the pre-tour call. And there's a certain way we want to handle this to get them on that call. And I promise you, if you've got them to this point, you've got them texting back and forth with you, they're a good prospect. The next text message will say something like this. Well, it sounds like our venue will be a perfect fit for you. I'd like to invite you out for a tour. What is a good day and time for you? Then let them tell you, and then go ahead and schedule that tour. Then tell them, great, I'm excited to meet you and show you around the venue. Now, before you come for the tour, I'd like to schedule a quick call to get a little more detail about your vision for your day. What is a good day and time to give you a quick call? And it will only take about 5 minutes. And then you schedule that pre-tour call. So when you frame it that way, they've already been talking to you and they've got the tour already scheduled. So it behooves them to go ahead and talk to you and just get on that quick 5-minute call and just, reiterate that it's only going to take about 5 minutes. And this is going to help me kind of get a little bit more information about you and what is important to you. And when you frame it that way, guys, I'm telling you, they will do it. They will schedule that call. And if they don't, if they say, oh, well, I don't have time, just politely say, I understand, no problem. Let me just send you out a little quick questionnaire then, if you don't mind, just take a few minutes to fill it out, because this is really going to help us on the tour to make this experience good for you based on what you're actually looking for. Now, again, you're going to have some people that probably won't, do it or whatever. Like I said, don't, you can still, you can still schedule the tour, keep the tour, whatever. But again, you're just leading from behind. It's like you're going into things blind. So when you get there, if they don't get on the call or answer the script, here's what we recommend. When they get there, we immediately take them in. We do this anyway, even if they do have done the pre-tour call or the script, we take them into the bridal cottage where it's more relaxed. You got a couch there. We kind of sit there. We offer them something to drink. We always have snacks and some sort of charcuterie board or something available for them, because if you're the third venue they've been to that day, they're probably hot, thirsty, tired, hungry. Maybe they rushed from the last venue to you. They didn't have a chance to have lunch. So it's always good just to bring them in into a relaxed atmosphere, let them take a breath, let them get something to drink, let them get a snack, and then just chat with them based on either information you've already gathered. But this is absolutely where, if you haven't got a chance to get that information ahead of time, then this is where you're going to start gathering that information. You're going to get out your little clipboard and you're going to start making some notes, and you're going to ask all the questions that you would have asked on a pre-tour call. Now, why not just skip the pre-tour call and do this? Because again, this is going to, when you get them on that pre-tour call or you get them to do that survey, every little step they take is more of a commitment for them to show up for the tour. So you're keeping them engaged, and it gives you time to prepare for the tour. You can have the color of linens that they told you. They like dusty blue, or they like lavenders or whatever it is. We always have silk floral around in every single color. We dress the tables in their colors. We really dive down deep and we get it very specific to what they have told us. So you can have all this done ahead of time, and when they walk in, it really wows them. And they're impressed because you've listened to what they said that they liked and what they're looking for. So that's another immediate opportunity to connect with that prospect. Okay, so here's the pre-tour call script. You want to keep it warm, conversational, and focused on them. You want to have a warm welcome. You want to set expectations, schedule, and confirm. Now, and we don't want to just shoot off questions like this is, some sort of interview or something. Obviously, we want to make this a natural conversation, right? So you want to keep it warm and personal. You want to start out by asking questions about them. Again, we're making this all about them. when did you get engaged? When did you two meet? And then, whatever else, these are just examples. Again, guys, you don't have to even ask these questions. You can come up with your own questions, but something just to kind of warmly introduce a conversation in a natural way. And then once you've kind of done that and you've broken the ice there, then you can say something like, well, I can't wait to meet you both. And I know you're going to just love the venue. So in respect to your time, I just have a few questions for you that will help make your tour experience more personal. And I want to find out more about what's important to you and your fiance. Okay, so if you could have just one thing at your wedding day, what would that be? Again, these are just examples. You can frame it a different way. You can ask an entirely different question if you want to. But this is what I want to know first and foremost. I want to know what their must-haves are. I want to know what's top of the list for them because I'm going to give it to them, right? So what about your fiance? What is the one thing that there is most important to him or her on your wedding day? Do you have any specific colors or themes in mind? What type of food would you like to have at your wedding? Do you have any specialty drinks in mind that you just really must have that at your wedding? So you're going to be asking these things, and this is going to, you know, really get them thinking. Okay, so now you have set the stage for an exciting tour experience for your prospective couple. So now you've got them thinking, you've got them excited in anticipation. And if the other thing I wanted to bring up too and recommend is that if the actual tour is 2 or 3 days out, send them a text message every single day with some wedding tips or some pictures, inspirational pictures with their colors in it, of the table that you're even going to be showing them when they come for the tour, or some ideas based on, your conversation. So in this pre-tour script that I'm going to, at the end of this video, I have a QR code so you can download this exact tour script and, you can go through it, you can customize it yourself, but it has in there a place to have notes and tasks that you can do before they come for the tour. So as you're making your notes and things like that, and you're brainstorming of how to set this up, how to, what areas are you going to highlight? What services are you going to highlight during the tour? You can make notes of that, and then have that there when you're setting up for the tour, and things to mention during the tour. So you have all that information at your fingertips. So let's take a look at uh, the actual script itself. So some of this, the basic event, their names, some of this you're already going to have based on your conversation prior. So you just fill these in as you know them, okay? And then if there's anything that didn't get answered or whatever, this is what you're going to have in front of you when you actually do the call. So beforehand, you can fill out their name and their wedding date and all that stuff that you already know. If they answered what's most important to you in a venue, have you toured any other venues yet? That's an important one. We want to know where we are in line. I heard one coach say recently that, we don't want to be the first date. We don't want to be the first boyfriend or whatever, because when they get to you, if you're the very first one, and quite honestly, a lot of times we are the very first ones because we're so responsive. We get them the information, we get them to a tour as quickly as we can because we want to strike the iron while it's hot. But her take on it is you don't want to be the first boyfriend because they're just kind of learning. They're bouncing all these questions and ideas off of you, and they're just learning. By the time if you're the second or the third venue, then they've already got a lot of information that they're already trying to process. So whichever the case may be, I really haven't found that it makes a difference one way or the other if I'm the first tour or the last tour. Sometimes it's great to be the first tour because if you wow them good enough, sometimes I've even had them cancel other tours that they've had for that day because we just plug it in and we've got it all for them, and they are so excited. They're just ready to just be done with it and sign on the dotted line. And we always love it when that happens. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen sometimes. And guys, if you do your job right and you do your homework, then it makes it so much easier for them to say yes. So you're just going to keep going through the top priorities, just keep going down the line. Again, you can customize this, you can make this your own. This is going to be yours to do with what you want. But here's the brainstorming and ideas section that I was telling you about. You can even be making these notes as you're having a conversation. If they mention something, like grandma's in a wheelchair, we need to make sure, she has a specific place up front at the ceremony, and we need to make sure that she has the assistance that she needs, whatever it is, so that you can touch on that. We have, handicap restrooms. We have this ramp for wheelchairs. Does your grandmother need any special assistance? Would you like for us to, kind of look out for her, check on her? Is there family? Whatever, just whatever those situations are, make notes of them so that you can bring it up, and they will be so impressed that you actually heard them and you paid attention to what they were telling you and what's important to them. Okay, and then as a bonus, you're going to get ahead of time the tour flow and sales script checklist, because we're going to be going through the personalized tour in the next video, so you'll definitely want to watch that. But here's some things that you can talk about before the tour or get set up, and go through as a checklist. Here's the tour flow, how you want to set this up, how you want to maneuver through the tour itself, and then after the tour, follow-up checklist, what you're going to be doing here before they leave. You're going to set up that post tour call with them, and you're going to be going over the customized estimate with them. And there's a specific strategic system that we use to go through that process. If they're not booking on the spot, you definitely have to follow up with them. You can't just let them go and say, well, thanks for coming, let us know. That stuff, no, you can't do that. You have to be very strategic, you have to be very intentional, and you have to follow up with them. Very, very, very important. So here's your checklist to do for that, and you're going to get that ahead of time. So you want to make sure that you have this and you look over it, and you can even have this out during the next training video. So here you have your action notes, tasks to do, additional notes here, and then you can have your to-do list, and have your dates and your times and check it off when it's done. More notes, lots of spaces to jot stuff down. So here is your pre-tour call script. So go ahead and scan that QR code, or you can just take a photocopy of the link. It's in Canva, so it's very easy to use. You just load it right up. You can print it out. You can put this in a doc file, or you can actually like copy it over in a doc file. I don't think it comes in an editable format, but you can copy and paste this, the actual words and everything into, I don't know how the graphics would post it over to a docs file, but you can copy the basic information, and then you can go in and edit that doc file. You can delete things, you can add things, you can change the verbiage, whatever you need to do to make it your own. Again, guys, this is just a template for you to use. This is what we use and that we found to be successful. This is the information that we want to gather for our venue and for our purposes, but you may have completely different questions that you need to add or change. So anyway, be sure to like and subscribe if you like this training, because when you subscribe, it will notify you every time we post new trainings. And you definitely want to add this to your playlist, because the next video will be coming up on your screen soon. Thanks again for joining me. Hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.